Hello everyone, it's me reobebo here, and today I'll be talking about the RPGs that surprised me the most, in a good way. Now, as much as I really love a game that I was so hyped up for live up to that hype, I also really like it when a game that I really didn't think would be that amazing, or I didn't think it was my kind of game, does a complete 180 and it really surprises you that you like this game that much. It really is something special to me. And even though these games, I guess some of them you could say are hidden gems, most of them are really games that, we're getting good press, but I just really didn't think I would get into it. But, believe it or not, I just love these games. And with that out of the way, here's my list. Now, the first game I really want to talk about is actually a game I was pretty skeptical about when I was younger, and that is Kingdom Hearts. And I gotta say, a lot of people were also skeptical about this game as well because, a combination between Square and Disney does not really seem to mix. And while it is true at times during this game, believe it or not, this game is fantastic. When I rented this game because I didn't really think it would be that good, but when I did rent it, I just fell in love with this game. I think what I really liked about it was the fact that the combat was really fast paced, and the fact that they really nailed the Disney world. You really do feel like you're in Agrabah, that you're in Halloween Town. Like, the game developers did a really good job to just creating these worlds, and I really do applaud them. And this game just really got me into RPGs. I really owe a lot to this game. And also I gotta say, the main reason why I decided to rent this game was because of the song Simple and Clean, which you hear in the intro of the game. That game I still love that song. It's still super catchy. Again, Kingdom Hearts, if you are still skeptical about it, I highly recommend you try out this game. Or if not, try Birth by Sleep. It goes before the events of the first game, and the combat system's much more fast-paced and easier to get into. So, if I would recommend, just try Kingdom Hearts or Birth by Sleep. Trust me, I think most of you will really enjoy this game. Now, speaking of Kingdom Hearts, another game I was really skeptical about was The World Ends With You. And now, The World Ends With You is made by the same developers who did Kingdom Hearts, and to be honest, I really didn't think they'd pull it off on the DS, but wow, this game is fantastic. I think I might even like this game more than the Kingdom Hearts series. One thing that I just love about this game is that the style in this game is fantastic. They handled it really well. The story was just really addictive. It was really tense, I gotta say, like, because you're in this game, basically you're supposed to complete these certain challenges, and if you do, you'll live another day. And it's really fun just to know these characters, how they interact. The character development is great as well. The combat is a ton of fun. It's also pretty customizable as well. The game has a lot of interesting things, such as that you're not in like a fantasy world, you're in like modern day Tokyo, and you're also a teenager in modern day Tokyo, so also depending on what you wear, you might get different stat buffs or debuffs. You can eat certain foods, it'll give you, again, certain stat buffs. This game is just fantastic all around. It's really hard to describe why this game is amazing, but let's just say that throughout this whole game, like, I was just addicted to my DS screen. I remember we went to a swimming pool, I was just still addicted to my DS screen. Like, this game is just really well done. It's one of my favorite DS games, if not my favorite DS game of all time. Now, another game that really completely surprised me, that also doesn't really follow the standard fantasy role, instead goes into like modern day Japan as well, as Persona 3. Persona 3 is a fantastic game. Well, the first time I heard about this game was when I was searching up GameSpot's, I believe it was 2007 Game of the Year Awards, and I was searching up the RPG section, and I was expecting Mass Effect to win. So Mass Effect like completely blew me away. It wasn't the most surprisingly good game. I was expecting it to be amazing, but like, just when I saw it lose to a game called Persona 3, I was just blown away. I was like, wait, I never heard of this game to begin with. It's out on the PS2, considering the hype of the newer gen consoles at the time. It just didn't make sense to me, like, how this game could beat Mass Effect. So, again, I decided to get this game. I didn't buy the PS2 version at first. I actually tried the PSP version. But I gotta say, that's a great way to start off Persona 3. It's the most successful game in the, Persona 3 editions. There's the original Persona 3, the special edition, and then there's a portable version. I highly suggest you go for the portable version, but what makes this game great is that it's a combination between a high school sim and a dungeon crawler. And again, it doesn't really sound that amazing, but the game is really better than the sum of its parts. One thing that I really love about this game is that I love the characters. They're all really, really well done. like some of these characters are some of my favorites in just any RPG. I love Junpei. He's just an awesome character. The voice acting is really well done as well, I gotta say. Soundtrack is fantastic. Graphics, while it's not really a technical marvel, it is still very stylish, very sleek, as that, you know, again, like modern teenage, you know, stylistic, you know, take on like the Shin Megami Tensei series. And this is the game that really got me into the Shin Megami Tensei series. Again, it's another game that's sort of hard to describe why it's amazing, but this game was addictive. You know, to be honest, I don't play too many JRPGs that I felt were addictive, but this game was definitely addictive. I could not put myself away from the screen. And thank God I was playing this during around winter break, since if I played any other time, I probably would have messed up all my grades. But, you know, Persona 3, highly recommended. One of the best games on the PSP, one of the best games on the PS2. Again, just really try and just get the Persona series, try out the Shin Megami Tensei series. They're all really great games. Another game that really surprised me was Xenoblade Chronicles. And now, well, I guess you could say I did expect Xenoblade Chronicles to be a really good game. I didn't expect it to be this good. Many people consider this to be like a revolution within like the JRPG subgenre, but like, wow, I mean, this game, I mean, I don't even blame them. This game does a lot of things right, and they do take a lot of risks, but all these risks work out really well. You know, to be honest, this game almost has everything that makes me want to hate it, but somehow they just do it so well it works. One thing is the fact that the game looks like Final Fantasy XII, and to be honest, Final Fantasy XII is one of my least favorite games in the series. I just thought the game was just really boring. Again, this is all my opinion. Again, if you love Final Fantasy XII, that's great. I know so many people do. It just wasn't my kind of game. I just felt Final Fantasy XII was a bit like boring. I felt the characters weren't that interesting. I felt the combat was really slow. But Xenoblade Chronicles like fixes all of that. The combat's fast-paced, strategic. Again, it plays like Final Fantasy XII, but like the thing is, like, you could do these arts, which are sort of like, I guess you could say magic in the game, or like skills in the game. And depending on which position you are, like, you'll do extra damage, such as an attack called backslash. Again, if you hit someone in the back, you'll do extra damage. But like, yeah, again, this is what really separates it from Final Fantasy XII, which was for me just attack until, you know, you just grinded yourself to this level. But there's just very little grinding in Xenoblade Chronicles. And not only that, the characters are interesting, the story is exciting. That's what I really liked. That's what I really wish Final Fantasy XII was. I wish it was this exciting, like, adventurous game through this open world. But unfortunately, I really didn't get that. But for Xenoblade, I just got that instantly. The world, I think, is even bigger than Final Fantasy XII. There's a whole ton of quests to do. You can actually see the loot you can actually, you know, see the armor that your character has, which again sounds like a basic feature, but again, not many JRPGs have done this. It's a really welcome feature. The game has a day and night cycle. The world is beautiful. I mean, there's just so many good things about this game. Just so much content as well. Great production values. Again, fantastic soundtrack. Again, so many good things about this game that really made it very surprisingly good for me.